Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Kanai, and today's video is going to be about a pet squirrel that we found a few days ago. We've been raising it for quite a few weeks now, and it's doing fantastic. My sister and my wife have been taking really good care of it. They've been taking care of the feeding, the cleaning, the pooping, and everything. So I'll just hand over the camera to them. They'll tell you how to take care of baby squirrel. What are the pointers? What are the things you should take care of? What are the things that might happen? How to deal with the issues? And yeah, sort of give you a rough idea of how to take care of a squirrel if you find one. So let's get to them. They'll tell you everything in detail. If you have any questions, you can drop us a comment in the video below, and me or my wife or my sister, someone will definitely reply to you guys. So see you. Let's get started. So my wife Anjali and my sister Nirmika, they will be, telling us about of what they've been doing with it and how they've taken care of it for so long. So tell us.
Hi guys, we found this squirrel about 2 weeks ago, and we found it in the evening. It fell off a tree and it was getting dark, so we had to bring it in because the mother squirrel was nowhere to be found.
And our dogs chased it away as well. So after a point, I don't think we didn't see the squirrel come back down again. One of the common reasons is that squirrels, they only are active during the day, mainly during early hours of morning and early evening, like dawn and dusk. So due to predators and their natural behavior, we didn't expect the squirrel to come back at night, and it was really unsafe for the little one to be left outside. So we took him in. Now there's a bunch of things that we looked into in terms of how to take care of the squirrel and how to make a home, and Anjali read a lot about it as well, so she'll tell us a little more.
So the thing is, the first thing you have to take care of is if you find it during the day or the night. If you find it in the day, it's fine to leave it outside for about 4 hours to wait for the mother. But if it's in the night, you might want to take it in for the night and then bring it back to the same spot in the morning to see if the mother is going to come back to take it. We did that, but our squirrel's mother did not turn up, so here we are taking care of it. It's been 2 weeks. The squirrel's grown pretty old. We'll be attaching a few before and after pictures of the squirrel for you to see how nice and healthy it's become now. For it to get easy to guess the age of your squirrel, we'll also attach a chart in which you can see if you know what characteristics are matching with your squirrel to tell what age it is. So the first thing that we did is we found it a box and we lined it with some bedding for the squirrel, and we found a squirrel nest out there, so we just put it in there for the squirrel to feel at home. One of the things that you also have to really take care of is the warmth. Squirrels need a lot of warmth. They have no thermal regulation in their body, so you have to make sure you have a heating pad, or probably you can put rice in a sock and microwave it and then put it in the nest. But yeah, you have to make sure the squirrel doesn't get burnt, but still the box or whatever you're putting it in remains really warm.
That's true. In terms of keeping the bed warm with the heater, make sure you don't leave it on throughout the night because it could burn the baby, and that's really not what you want. So keep it on for a few hours and make sure you're around in the room to ensure the safety of the squirrel and its home.
I think the layering of the bedding helped with that, right?
Yes, absolutely. In terms of layering, we had like two layers of cloths, and the lower layer, the base layer, was always there to absorb the heat, and the top layer was mainly to make sure all of his pee and poo is absorbed well, and we would make sure we're cleaning it time and again, almost every alternate day, so that he remains in a safe and clean environment. As humans, it's hard for us to take care of a baby animal. Like the mother squirrel licks it and it keeps it really clean and hygienic. So that's something that we have to really take care and look after. In terms of cleaning the top layer that I said we keep changing alternate days, is dipping it in Dettol and giving it a nice and clean wash and drying it in like harsh sunlight to make sure it's germ free and really comfy for the baby.
So now going to how we took care of this little one is the first day the night that we brought him in, we only gave him Pedialyte. Here, one more thing you should remember is when you find a baby squirrel, the first thing you should do is a tent test with it. That will tell you how dehydrated or not dehydrated the baby is. So what you can basically do is pinch the squirrel at its skin, pick up its skin and leave it gently. Now here there is no skin left behind. So basically the squirrel is properly hydrated. If your squirrel is dehydrated, the skin will stay as it is like a tent. So it's called the tent test. So if that's the case, you have to make sure you really give it Pedialyte very quickly because dehydration can kill a squirrel very, very quickly.
Can we just explain our viewers what Pedialyte exactly is? Because it was something that I didn't know in the beginning as well.
So Pedialyte is like a rehydration solution. You can get it in stores, but if you want to make it at home, what you do is you take a liter of water, you put 1 teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of sugar, mix it, and that is what you'll give the baby. It won't drink more than, say, how much would you think?
We were trying to feed it with a small syringe, which was like a 2 ml syringe. So it would drink, and the first go it drank only half, like 1 ml, like half a syringe.
Yeah.
But its appetite grew better as it became healthier and probably comfier with us as well. In terms of the food, we'd like to say that the water, the Pedialyte solution, it cannot be cold nor too hot. The babies are really used to their mother's warm milk, so the solution should be also something similar. If it's not warm, the baby cannot digest it and it would not even accept the solution or the food that you're trying to give it. So please make sure that it is lukewarm when you're feeding the baby the Pedialyte or the food that we'll talk about soon.
Yeah. So the first day we did only Pedialyte. From the second day we started wondering about what to feed it. So now again we looked up a lot online and we found this chart of the baby of baby squirrels, which tells you what age and what kind of food they need and all of that. So according to our squirrel's age, it needed to be fed Cerelac. Do not feed it any other milk, like don't feed it cow's milk or anything else because animals really cannot digest that. So we bought this box of Cerelac for the squirrel and we've been feeding it since then. We feed it about every 2 to 3 hours.
So that's about I think 4 to 5 feedings a day.
Yeah.
The feeding size is it has been increasing over time. The first few times he would only digest like half a syringe of food, and now he's come up to like 1 whole syringe. So now we are going to quickly demonstrate how to prepare the feed.
So now you can watch how I mix the food every day till Nirmika tells you more about the peeing and pooping of the baby, which is also very important because they can't really pee and poop on their own.
So the first time when we got the baby in, his poop was light greenish, dark greenish in color, and as soon as we started feeding it some Cerelac and water feed, the poop color changed to yellow. Now in the beginning I thought it was a problem, but as I looked up, that is because of the milk content in Cerelac, and which is completely normal. Now the feeding and pooping goes hand in hand almost. Most of the times we end up feeding it and it's pooping at the same time. The idea is to make sure you clean its genitals all the time really nicely with a soft and wet cotton so that it does not hurt the baby's delicate skin. Now the idea, little babies cannot pee and poo by themselves. You may have observed quite commonly how mother dogs or mother cats, they lick the genitals of the little ones, and the reason for that is because little babies need stimulation to be able to pee and poo. So Now we are replacing the mother on this side, and to stimulate the baby in doing so, you wet a little cotton in water, not hot water, and just take a little piece and hold the baby little lightly and just stimulate its genitals.
So if you just keep touching it, it will start peeing on its own. Now our baby has already peed for the day, so we can't show you how it's going to pee. But yeah, that works. And the same you do for its pooping. You rub it gently, or like, just dab it gently on its poop place, and it will start pooping. Okay,
A little, just a second actually. A little word of caution in terms of pooping is we have to really ensure that its poop place is clean after every pooping. Now, the reason I say this is because in the beginning we weren't so particular, and we realized there was something like a little rash that developed under its tail, and it caused him pain every time we were trying to clean it. Now, the scientific or the technical term for is fecal scalding, which is very common in kittens and rabbits too. We couldn't find any articles about the same for squirrels, but it's quite visible. It would really shout in pain every time we were trying to give it a cleanup. Now, the way to deal with this was we took a little betadine cream and made a little small solution in water, and after every pooping session we would clean it and dab it with some betadine. Now that improved its skin and it's almost healed now. So it was really a miracle for us that he's so hell and hearty in a matter of 3-4 days.
Yeah, we didn't realize the fact that the mother squirrel must be cleaning its butt after every pooping.
Yeah.
So we didn't take care of that well, but yeah, you should make sure you take care of that.
So much for a little lick.
All right. So also you can look at this. We bought a small playpen for the squirrel, a small wood log to play on when we're not handling it. And would you like to show them how you feed them, Nirmika?
Sure. I'll just also like to just add a little things about the block. Every morning when I get up around 7 a.m. ish, like basically the baby wakes me up for the feed, and after his meal I put him out in the sunlight to make sure he's still connected to the outside world, and so that he gets some fresh air, some fresh light. And I used to leave him on the log so that he's actually getting connected to the real texture that he's going to play around when he grows up. It's really important that they don't lose their touch from where they come from and don't get civilized like us. I don't think it's the safest idea for squirrels to be with us in the human side. So that's about that, and now we are going to just show you how to do the feed.
So you can just put it somewhere that he had some grip.
Our
Either on
baby
your
has
hand.
he's become really active now, so it's a little difficult.
But yeah, that's about it.
Anjali, do you remember the first time when we were trying to feed it
Oh,
with
it
the
was
syringe?
crazy. It was crazy. He just would not accept the syringe.
And we were really not delicate with the way we were feeding it.
Yeah.
So now we have mastered our skill to feed it drop by drop and not just splurt Cerelac all over his face and our hands.
So you take little breaks, but okay, this one does not want to take breaks. But yeah, when he was little, he needed little breaks with his eating.
A quick tip, the ideal position for a squirrel to drink is how it is sleeping and lying on its stomach right now. So now he's getting a hang of it. In the beginning we had to hold him like a baby, but as he grows up you make sure you put him in a natural position where he can drink comfortably.
So what you feed the baby is also, it depends. Can you take over?
Sure.
So what you feed the baby will also depend on the age. So right now our squirrel is about 5 weeks old. So we're feeding it Cerelac and we've added some fruits to its diet. We give him a little bit of watermelon. We give it a little bit of bananas, and we just, we see whatever fruit it likes and we let it go along with it. In the next couple of weeks, we have to start introducing nuts and seeds in its diet. So just refer the chart and just try to introduce all these foods in its diet, but make the transitions really smooth. So while we're giving it fruits, we also give it Cerelac. We just give him fruits for, say, it's like a playtime
One
with fruits
meal.
for him. Yeah.
Yeah. But the idea in giving fruits and different kinds of meal is when it grows up and is out in the wild, he needs to be able to survive on whatever he finds. So we cannot make him like get him hooked on to just one kind of meal,
Yeah.
and then when he is alone and out in the wild, he can't fend for himself. So it's good to have that, and also to make sure he gets all the necessary nutrients in terms of chewing. Like in for squirrel teeth growth, it is really important that they eat different textures and different kinds of food. Which reminds me of a fun fact. Did you know that squirrels' teeth they keep growing throughout their life?
What are you saying?
Yeah, and they have to keep chewing things so that they just keep like
Grinding them.
yeah, keep
Wow.
grinding and stay in shape. I mean
That's
that's fucking
crazy.
insane.
So we must introduce some hard food in his diet soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, so we have to take care of the squirrel when it's about 12 weeks old. You cannot pet a squirrel. Let us be really straight
Yes,
to you.
beware. They are meant for the wild. Let them live out there.
Oh, it's pooping on you.
Oh, I guess this is its
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Like I said, food and poo goes hand in hand. There it is.
Yeah.
Little
So
yellow.
about
Poop.
at about 12 weeks you have to release it in the wild, no matter how attached you get to it, no matter how wonderful they are. The nails start growing really quickly and they start biting, so you have to be sure that you release it in the wild by 12 weeks of age. So how you release it is, first of all, you have to start letting it practice on trees. The ideal age to do this is about 8 weeks old, but we've already started taking him to the wild because he is really, really active and he loves to go. So we leave him on trees and we let him climb trees. He doesn't go too far, but he's getting the hang of getting on trees, eating fruits, and all of that. So the first thing you could do is let it practice. The second thing you can do is its soft release. So basically, you have to let it go in its own, and you be like a third person watching it play. So that will be its soft release, where you just watch it play from afar, and then you start practicing for its real release, which is
We are working on it right now actually.
Yeah.
So it's quite a learning process for us as well. So for the past few days we have been taking the squirrel out into the wild, and just showing him around, leaving him on different trees, and always keeping a watch on him but from afar, so that he knows he can't see us directly, and he's not attached to us during the time he's on the tree, so that he goes out and tries to explore. And it has been really fun indeed. We can see his complete wild side come out when he's on the trees. He's jumping
Yeah.
around and hopping, and it's just amazing to see that how much he has grown in the past 2 weeks. So yeah, what else?
so yeah. I mean, according to his age, we have to decide when it will need the soft release and when it's the real release. For us, we are still 1 month away from actually releasing him in the wild. So we've already started practicing. We take him out, we let him play. Now, that's probably pretty much all about what we need to tell you.
Just
Oh, no,
this
wait.
morning.
Let's tell them about the how to wash it.
Yes, of course. But just this morning, we were trying to see if its mother will take him back. So we tried to leave him in a box in the same place that we found, and kept an eye on him with the binoculars from really far. It was not a successful attempt, so now we have taken it upon ourselves to make sure he's independent enough to face the wild. But meanwhile, we'll show you how to clean him up after the pooping is done, so that you can ensure there's no pee and poo left after its session. So gently hold the little squirrel in your hands like that, and take a warm cup, a small bowl with lukewarm water, as I mentioned, really lukewarm, because remember the squirrel is a delicate and fragile creature, and it might burn. So just dip it in, little one. He might resist, but this is what he needs. It's really easy to clean up his poo like that. You can already see he has pooed in this little bowl. And okay, baby. Then take a small tissue quickly and dry him up.
You can wrap him up also.
Yeah. Just dab the water and make a nice and small little towel for the little baby, and you can just wrap him up cozy in your hands like that. Now, The one thing that we were practicing is we never did the bowl wash at night because it gets really cold. So the idea is to do the wash twice every morning so that he can be out in the sun to dry out and stay healthy.
Yeah. Also, don't give it a bath. Like, don't give it a full bath.
Never.
Just waist down, you can dip it in the bowl, and that's about it. Because, like I said, it does not have a good thermal regulation in its body, so it might get too cold, and you don't want that. Squirrels need to be really warm. Now, a last few pointers that we have for you is, one is when I said you have to keep it really warm, and when I mentioned the heating pad and the sock with rice, make sure the squirrel never comes in direct contact with the source of heat. There has to be enough buffer in between. You have to keep a really close eye, otherwise the squirrel might really burn, and you don't want that. The other thing that I want to tell you is, make sure you really wash your own hands well after you handle the squirrel. It might have parasites which are not good for you personally. So every time you handle the squirrel, make sure you have a good hand wash. Nirmika uses Dettol, she swears by it. So use a Dettol hand wash maybe.
Absolutely.
And make sure your hands are really, really clean after you handle the squirrel.
The squirrel is meant for the wild. As much as we'd love to have him as a pet, I think he just belongs in the outdoors and in nature. So please make sure you don't tame it up.
If you have any other questions about your squirrel that we've not covered yet, you can always comment your questions and we'll get back to you. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.